Eric, thanks for coming to Ottawa and making the beautiful drive today on a lovely day up to Ottawa from beautiful Quinte.
Well, it's definitely a beautiful day today. It's a lovely day. So it's good to be here in Ottawa.
Yeah, and so we're here to get to know Eric, incoming president of CHBA National, just a little bit better. So thanks for joining us today.
It's great to be here in Ottawa, and we look forward to this conversation.
Absolutely.
I was fortunate to have grown up there in the Quinte area, and I got my education there and ended up running a business there. After my post-secondary education, I had the opportunity to work for some consulting engineers and married my high school sweetheart where we decided we needed a place to live, and the construction industry was in my blood. I was born to immigrant parents. My grandfather was a contractor in the Netherlands. My dad was in cabinet maker. My uncles were all in construction, some form or another, whether they were estimators or designers or physical laborers. So I always say the construction was in my blood. So it was second nature for me to just build a house in my early 20s when I got married. And from there we built a second one, and finally I just started part-time as a hobby with a full-time job working for consulting engineers, building houses, where in 1986 I quit my full-time job and did housing on a full-time basis.
And you have a very interesting family. I remember the first time I saw your family was when you were incoming as president of the Ontario Home Builders Association, and they have a great parade where people come into the room, and I thought you invited not just your family but a bunch of people from your office and most of the Quinte region come as you all came waltzing in. So tell us about that family of yours.
Well, like I said, I married my high school sweetheart. We were in our early 20s, and we were blessed over those years with 7 lovely children who we enjoyed raising as a family. We were very fortunate that my wife Toni was able to be a stay-at-home mom, and gave me the opportunity to focus on our company that we're co-owners with, but she focused on the family life, I focused on the company, and we've got 7 lovely children. 6 of them as of today are happily married, and we're blessed with 16 grandkids. Most of my sons and son-in-laws, I'm going to say all of them, so that's 6 of those because my youngest daughter's not married yet, are all in the line of work that I'm in. They're all either registered builders and build, or they're land developers or real estate holders. So when we get together for weekends or dinners, the conversation is always migrates to that. A lot of people ask why my kids aren't in my company, and at a very young age. When they were young even, I just knew that partnerships are a challenge. I've been in a few that have all gone well, but they were temporary partnerships, so you knew they would end. Partnerships are a challenge, and as one of my sons says, but Dad, we all get along, which they do. Why don't we take over your company? And I says, because you all get along. And partnerships can be stressful. All my kids, although born from the same parents, fed generally the same foods, they all grew up uniquely different as individual kids, and so their character traits don't always mesh. They make good friends with each other, but I'm not sure they would make good partners for life. So
right.
It's a growing area. We're now in our industry, in the residential industry, we do get the ripple effect of people trying to leave the larger centers as their lifestyle changes into a retirement mode, where they're finding that they can move into an area like ours at a very affordable rate. The costs are very affordable for them to move down, and so we're finding that our area is growing with that. And as of late, the last couple of years, we're discovering that even the younger generation that's finding it difficult to get into home purchases in larger centers like the Greater Toronto area in Ontario have decided that since they can't get their foot in the market there, they'll give up their careers downtown Toronto, come to our region or regions like ours, and invest in a piece of the Canadian dream, which is home ownership, and have started new careers in our area, and that brings young families, which we like to see, to make a viable community grow. So.
Yeah, absolutely. talking about changing careers. Have you ever thought of changing careers and becoming a farmer, or say for sheep on an island?
Yeah, so the rumor's out, and I happen to enjoy living on the Bay of Quinte. I have some waterfront property, and many years ago an island came for sale, an 11-acre island, which I decided to purchase, and people asked me why, and I really couldn't explain why, but I thought it'd be a neat thing to have. When I went to the island, it seemed to be overgrown with shrubs and grasses and everything, and being somewhat lazy, I had to figure out how to clean this island up, so I determined if I brought over a dozen goats that they would keep the overgrowth down, and then at least when we went there we could walk around the island. So for the last 10 years or so I've brought goats to this island every spring and removed them every fall, and so I'm quite well known now as to be a little goat farmer maybe, but I can assure you that I'm not going to give up my residential building career to be a goat farmer. It's strictly a hobby, and it can be the talk of the community at times that there are a bunch of goats on this island. So.
And has a goat ever escaped?
Oh, let's not go there. Yes, once. But
you have to watch the next video to see what happened to the goat.
Anyway.